Hello friends, I am Gaurash Bhardwaj and today we are going to analyze Australia-New Zealand third test at the Sydney, South Africa-England second test at the Newlands, and before that I am going to deliver a bad news for all the Indian fans that the match between India and Sri Lanka, the first T20 at Guwahati, has been abandoned due to damp patches at the pitches. The toss happened quite peacefully, India winning it, opting to bowl first, but just before the players were getting on the field, the heavens opened up and the rain started to come. It came heavily. 9:46 was the cutoff time for the 5-over game, but it hasn't happened because of the damp patches on the pitch. So it was not regarded for an international match. Now moving on to Australia-New Zealand, the Sydney Test. New Zealand is starting none for 69 in their 63 in their 29 overs, with Latham and Blundell not out. Travis Head, they were experimenting with Travis Head bowling the first over of the day from Randwick end, and it got through quite peacefully. But after that, it was Nathan Lyon's day, a 5-wicket haul that started off with the first wicket of Blundell that gripped and turned. It was an absolute half-tracker, but he was beaten quite a few times by Nathan Lyon in that same over, so he was not in a great mental state to face that half-tracker, and it just hit the leg and hit the stumps. Therefore, Nathan Lyon got his first wicket. Raval batting in number 3 hit some lusty boundaries along with Tom Latham before he also gone. He was looking in a good form but has to go. LBW by Nathan Lyon, becoming his second victim. And then came Pat Cummins, snaring his first with the one that rise off the pitch, from taking the wicket of Tom Latham with that delivery that rise off the pitch. Then Ross Taylor was again gone cheaply. It hasn't been a good series for him with the bat. Hopefully he can get a few in the second dig. And then Stark snaring one with that lovely Yorker that was aged by the keeper BJ Watling, and he was also gone. But at the other end was Glenn Phillips. He was on debut and he was striking beautifully. Great determination, defiance was absolutely shown by him. And before the blunder came in the middle of the wicket, Colin de Grandhomme called for one. It was one, neither two at that wicket, but they tried to run two, and it was crazy run out at that moment before Astle joined. Astle and Phillips got through the overs and to the tee and after the tee, Astle continued to hit some boundaries, and Glenn Phillips also, the first 6 of reached to his maiden test 50 in his maiden test innings, with a 6 of the world number 1 test bowler Pat Cummins. But after that he bowled a searing Yorker that bowled him not a Yorker, a ball that nipped back in quite sharply and hitting the off stump. Beautiful reply from Pat Cummins. And then it was all Lyon getting the wicket of Somerville or not, Wagner or not. Matt Henry with a broken thumb carried on with the game, but not long enough, as he was also gone. And the New Zealand, the Kiwis, were bundled out for mere 251. The standout batsmen were Glenn Phillips from his team, getting a 52 of 115 deliveries, and Nathan Lyon getting a 5 at the Sydney Cricket Ground, leading the pack for the Australians. Before the Australians come to bat, they safely negotiated the effect of new ball from Henry and Colin de Grandhomme before Neil Wagner came, and they quite aggressively attacked Neil Wagner, not being able to set him up and dictate the terms. Will Somerville quietly got into his groove, but it was quite too late as the stumps were drawn. So no wickets for Australia at the end of the third day's play. Joe Burns and David Warner will continue on their merry way, hopefully on day 4. And now moving on to South Africa, England, Newlands Test. It didn't took too long for the old warehouse James Anderson to snare the 2 wickets of Kagiso Rabada and Henrik Nokia, as the first ball of the day was for a wicket bowling into the channel. It doesn't happen that Anderson starts from a loosener, but it also didn't happen today, and bowling into that off-stump channel and a faint edge and through the keeper, and Kagiso Rabada was gone. And then a thick edge to Stokes at the slip, Henrik Nokia was gone, and the South Africans were bowled out cheaply on 223, giving the lead of 46 to the English camp. And what followed next was England Day. With the batting, Dom Sibley and Zach Crawley moved out to bat to open the innings for England, and Zach Crawley took an aggressive route with 2 boundaries, one of the legs and one a straight drive to get 2 fours in the opening over bowled by Kagiso Rabada, but they took the defense route, especially Sibley, who was quite slow in his innings at the starts, and while Zach Crawley couldn't convert his start into a 50 and then 100, Dom Sibley did so with an able alley of Denley. They were playing a Test classic, waiting for the bad balls and punching it away for 4s and 6s with great defensive techniques, and waiting for that half tracker or the bad balls bowled by the bowlers, as it was a toiling day for the South African bowlers in the end. But in the last half an hour, they snare the 2 wickets courtesy of Pretorius and Nokia with the sharp bouncer removed the night watchman Dom Best. That was the last delivery of the day, and before that Pretorius resisting with that channel and a thick edge and to Faf du Plessis at the slips, and route was also gone. But however, one of the shining lights for English camp is that of the Dom Sibley, who carried his bat throughout the day, batting for as long as 5 hours, I think. So it was a good news for him that he's turning it on. He's batting quietly in his 80s with around 250 balls, 225 balls faced. So he's playing a waiting game, and he's playing beautifully, not giving his wicket. And now Stokes or Pope will join him tomorrow. Hopefully it would be another interesting and intriguing day of Test cricket. Don't forget to subscribe, share, comment, and like this video if you haven't done so. And thank you for giving me time to listen and watch me. Thank you.